What's good? What's good? Who thought we'd even make it here? Episode 3. Long time in the running. It took us a while to even get to episode 1. Now we're at episode 3. This is 5 to 9. We're here to make your 9 to 5 feel a little bit more like 5 to 9. If you're already in the 5 to 9 or beyond, who cares? Let's try and get those vibes up even more. Welcome in. I've got me, myself, Jackson, and Tommy as well. We're down Todd this night, but normally he's here for the ride as well. What's good, Tommy? How you doing, bro?
Hey man, good to be here. Like you said, I mean, it's been a long time coming. So 3 episodes is something that's been fun, especially in the span of a week and a day.
Yeah.
No Todd tonight, but maybe a little bit of background here is that three of us, if you're not one of our fraternity brothers or family members, three of us went to college together. Jackson and I both have broadcast journalism degrees, and then Todd hops in for a little bit of a lifestyle, a little bit more outside of the sports statistics. I think it was
The
it was funny
business
that,
perspective.
last episode we're talking about Brandon Marsh's batting average with balls in play, and then Todd comes in and starts playing the Chicago Bulls theme song, and I think that was the perfect representation of kind of how this goes.
Pretty much.
I guess like kind of a segue into why we did this was you obviously have your own social media in Green Readings. If you want to talk a little bit about that, and then we can kind of start by, I don't know if you want to talk about last weekend's tournament just because it's Tuesday, and then maybe some stuff looking forward to what's up in my home state in PA.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we got a whole bunch to cover this episode. Lots been going on. When is there not? Especially this time of the year. You got PGA, you got NBA, NHL, MLB. You got everything going on. But so we don't seem like two random talking heads to everyone else, which we probably do right now because y'all have no clue who we are. I am Jackson. We're, like Tommy said, we're all in the same fraternity. Went to South Carolina. Excellent school. We're both in the sports lane. Sports lanes can look a lot of different directions. You can go the traditional route. You can go the untraditional route. You can do a little bit in between. I've been all over the place. I've done internships in the newsroom to calling baseball games to, selling sweets at a baseball game to interviewing award winners like Mike Tirico. So I've kind of done it all, and I've kind of settled into a path of now. This all kind of started with my channel Green Reading on TikTok, golf content, trying to make golf a little bit more entertaining, betting angles, data angles, and just more excitement to a sport that a lot of people see as boring on the outset. But, we're both, me and Tommy, known each other for a long time now, very passionate about just sports in general, whether that is golf or anything else. Like, we just want to be two normal dudes just chopping it up. We may not be the best examples or the best trendsetters in the world, but we'll pick up the scraps and talk about all that. So that's kind of my route. That's my story. I'm currently unemployed. We love that, and just kind of work this shit up until we can see where it goes. It's been good so far, and this is the next step. So 5 to 9. Tommy, what about you? Where are you at? Just for the people that don't know.
Yeah, I wore this hat purposefully. I live in Tulsa, Oklahoma, which I never thought I'd be in, but I work for a hockey and indoor football team that's under the same ownership. So indoor football season right now. Just telling Jackson off air, woke up at 3 a.m. on Sunday to fly back from Jacksonville with the team and make it into the office by 11. So that's kind of what I've been doing here as of late on the broadcast side. I think it's a good dynamic between the two of us, at least for right now, where, you're taking, like you mentioned, your newsroom and your baseball games and whatnot, and then you're kind of focused on the social media route right now, and I'm I do sales to make it a 9 to 5 job for the hockey and football team, but obviously
that's your 9 to 5.
That is my 9 to 5. True.
Yeah.
And I listen to the 5 to 9 podcast during my 9 to 5, so it makes it a little bit better. Anyways,
damn straight.
Yeah, so that's kind of what I've been doing in terms of like the play-by-play. So you're kind of the social media route. I'm actually gone in terms of a sports team right now. I've been doing that since November 2024. So it's been a while. Time goes by fast, man. But really excited to kind of like add this to both of our repertoires. I think it's a nice way to kind of round out what we've both done to this point in our early careers. But going back to your TikTok, we obviously have a big tournament up here.
Yeah.
If you listen to the prior episodes, I believe it was episode 2, maybe episode 1. I can't remember. My brain's jumbled. But whichever one you went on your rant about having 2 signature events into a major.
Yeah.
We're past those 2 signature events. We're at the major. I don't really remember how to fully pronounce the name, but why don't you give us maybe a mini Green Readings preview?
I got you.
Maybe one day might be sponsored by Sleeper. Who knows?
Yeah. So, I mean, and look, that's been kind of one of the trends, at least online on social media, is no one can pronounce this name. No one can spell the name Aronimink. I've seen it spelled 25 different ways. I've seen it spelled like Arby's. I've seen it spelled like, Anaheim, anything under the sun. But it is a big tournament. I think the rant was on maybe episode 1. Who knows?
I want to say 1 the more I think about it.
Yeah, I mean, we're constantly workshopping this thing. This thing's like a 2008 Audi. It's just always in the shop. It's constantly moving, parts all over the place.
No doubt.
But on to the golf tournament, like you said, we've had 2 signature events leading up to it. We had a non-signature winner last week in a name that probably most of y'all did not know even beforehand, or the general public, in Christopher Rayton, Norwegian dude, now jumps up. A golfer that people may know, Victor Hovland, he actually jumps above him. Top ranked Norwegian in the world now, won my home event, was there on Friday. One of the 2 craziest wins of the season, I would say him and Jacob Bridgman, Clemson guy, Jacob Bridgman, a few months ago at the Genesis. But one of those wins, 100 to 1 odds wise. And, we had a subfield event where 42-year-old Brent Snedeker won at 500 to 1. So I can't remember the last time we've had, let alone 2 events in a single week, and then 200 to 1 plus winners go off. So we had some ridiculousness going into a major championship that to me looks a little bit chalky. Quick rundown. This tournament hasn't hosted, or this golf course hasn't hosted a major since 1962. It's been a fat minute. Should be fun. Some of the main discourse online is, it's going to be low scoring. The pros are going to eat up this course. It looks a little bit too easy. But the thing is, that can be fun too. We saw in 2024 at Valhalla, the winning score was, I believe, 20 under. Xander Schauffele edging out Bryson DeChambeau in that one. But that was a really fun tournament. I at least had a great time. Scotty Scheffler got freaking arrested before his round. Just the point is, I can already tell we're going to get to Thursday and Friday. The scores are going to be low. Someone's going to reach a high score. And the entire discourse is just going to forget about the tournament. It's going to be all around, oh my God, it's so low scoring. All right, chill for a second, lock yourself back into your seat. The world's not going to stop turning. Golf tournaments can be low scoring and still also be entertaining. But in terms of golfers, any golfers that you specifically want to know about? Anyone that's the apple of your eye?
I don't know. I was gonna say that a couple of things. You already answered one of them, but in terms of having 2 signature events where you have such a big underdog, I think even myself, not doing not nearly as much research as you, but literally at all golf research, you have to imagine that the major feels a little bit chalky. So literally exactly what you said, and that's kind of reflected on not necessarily just the favorites in sports books, but your favorites and kind of the surrounding favorites in our friends group chats and whatnot. So that kind of makes sense to me. But in regards to the course, I actually saw a clip of Rory McIlroy talking about it. Mm-hmm. And, obviously hate him or love him, he's a damn good golfer. So he talked about it and says that there's a lot of variance in the course. And I know you like to kind of dive into the course a little bit on your videos as well. So he was kind of saying there's some long par 4s and some short par 4s, same thing with par 3s, but a lot of it's going to be him and assuming other golfers is what he was kind of saying as well, just walking up to the tee box, hitting their driver for a majority of the time, obviously not on some par 3s, and then figuring it out from there. So does that speak to, it almost sounds like it's contrary to the discourse that you're saying about the course is going to be easy. You know what I mean? When a pro golfer that is now won back-to-back Masters says that he's going to go up to the tee box, hit his driver, and then figure it out. Yeah. And he loves the bunkers. There's a lot of bunkers on the holes. I saw, graphics that came with it. So he speaks highly of this course, and he's world number 2. Is that right? Or no,
world number 2.
3. World number 2. Okay.
And you're right about the discourse and what he said about his comments about how, it's hit it off the tee. And to speak to a data standpoint real quick, this tournament's been played, or this golf course has been played on the PGA Tour 3 times in the 2010s, 2010, 2011, 2018. The most recent playing in 2018, the 3 of the top 6 finishers actually lost strokes off the tee. So in a guy like Keegan Bradley, who won the tournament, he was only 10th in terms of his play from tee to green. It basically up until he tees off on the tee box to when he's actually putting on the putting surface with a putter in hand. He was only 10th in the field in that category in everything else, but was first in putting, and that was enough to win him the tournament. So in the comments that have come out over the past few days speaks to that. Hit it, figure it out after, because the biggest defense of this course is the greens and the difficulty of them. They're fast, they're sloping, there's different shelves where if you landed on the higher shelf, the pins on the lower one, you'll be lucky to get out there with 2 or 3 putts. But the course itself, I mean, again, we'll get better technology eventually, but it's a beautiful course. It's one of those ones, you know, this could be cliche, but it feels like it's kind of carved into the land rather than being placed upon the land. And while I do think it is visually stunning, I think especially with some of the conditions making things softer, specifically the greens, which when you have softer greens and the greens are your biggest test and, you know, defense for the course, that's going to lead to some low scores. But to your point about Rory, you know, he's coming in with, you know, a really weird mix of form where he's had 2 bad starts and some injury stuff, then went into the Masters and obviously won the freaking Masters, and then comes out of that and at a course where he's won 4 times last week at that signature event at the Truist. He, you know, has a 4 or 5 over round on Saturday, ends up about top 20-ish, but it overall was not really the best tournament for him. But, you know, it's hard not to, you know, look at with hard eyes Scotty this week just because he's coming off of 3 straight seconds. And, you know, I don't think anyone in the world would be shocked to see him defend his title from last year at this tournament. And just in general, majors lead themselves to more chalky results. It's crazy when you see something like a JJ Spawn last year. Like, that doesn't happen as often as you would think, especially in this modern era, or like a Wyndham Clark in 2023, you know, a Danny Willett at the Masters. Like, that shit just does not happen. More that maybe once out of every 8 majors we'll see someone crazy like that, and you know, since that we've seen straight chalk.
Right. You know, as a guy that lives in Oklahoma and sports betting's maybe not all the way legal, and you use social sports books, not being able to bet in a without Scotty Scheffler market for this weekend is terrifying, to say the least. But even so, I think there's definitely a couple other guys that can finish. And I reflect your video as well. Cameron Young's one of my favorites before really even kind of looking at your video, and you share that sentiment. So he'll be fun to watch. Obviously, has been fun to watch. Had a really good Masters, especially when he had taken over that lead for Rory for a while. So he's going to be fun, but obviously, looking forward to that this weekend, but something that happened this past weekend that there's been also a lot of discourse about. I feel like maybe it's just because our sports chats have kind of blown up with our fraternity buddies, is the NBA draft. So my thing, and something that we can kind of tail afterwards, would be maybe what comes after the draft in terms of teams. I'm thinking Giannis when it comes to mine. I'll kind of say what I think about that in a moment, but in terms of the draft layout, I have a specific question for you, and then also just your broader take if you want to give that first. I've seen more than I thought I would of the Jazz trading up 1. I've seen packages that include a future first-round pick. I've seen packages that include Ace Bailey, who had previously tried to force himself to D.C. What do you kind of think maybe about the order? Todd's not here. Feel bad for Todd. With how that went for the Bulls. And the Blackhawks got screwed in the NHL draft too, dropping to 4. So
they hate Chicago
is not up right now in terms of draft lotteries. But regardless, your kind of thoughts on maybe the layout, and then also a side note as well, maybe the Thunder, if you wanted them to get the number 1 overall pick, maybe it would have been like an anti-taking thing. Just kind of your overall thoughts.
So are you talking about more like the layout of the draft itself and how the lottery system works?
And like what like Wizards got it, you know, what does that mean for them? And does that mean AD is going to stay? Are they going to trade him because he doesn't want it? And then furthermore, talking about the Jazz maybe trading from 2 to 1. You know, Dybantsa has really wanted to be in Utah since his senior year of high school. So
since he's been soaking out in BYU, dude.
Exactly.
Once you go soaking, you can't go back, bro.
It sure sounds like it from AJ. So I don't know if he's going to be. Like, he can't force that, obviously. But there's
he's
a picture
tried
of his
to,
face.
and they stood tall, dude.
And there's a picture of his face circling out there when the Wizards got the first overall pick that he had a pretty stonewalled emotion. So
I was about to mention that. Yeah, the picture of his face. I mean, look, that'd probably be my reaction if I was drafted to the Wizards too. This is a team that has not even, and I know damn well I'm a Hornets fan. The Wizards as well. They towards the bottom of the barrel. You Sixers fans and other fans of good NBA teams may be above this, but on Hornets Twitter, there's been a long-standing, like 5-year beef between the Hornets and the Wizards and their fans because they both suck, and we argue over nothing. Regardless of that, both teams have not been in my lifetime to even a conference finals game. So we've been dog shit for a long time. The Wizards have been dog shit for a long time, and I think it speaks to. Look, man, I get that tanking is a problem in the NBA. It's clearly a massive problem. This year we had about, a third of the entire league tanking, especially over the last 2 months. I think it's a problem when it's been whatever it was, 4 or 5 years since the last team with the actual worst record got the first overall pick. Like the fact that it's a story that the Wizards, a team with the worst record in a horrible roster up until, and even when they traded for Trae Young and Anthony Davis, it's not like they were playing them. So you take them
too.
Yeah. It's crazy to me that you can have a system in place that makes it so hard for the actual bad teams to continue to get better. And you have a system in place that allows teams like, the Mavericks to trade Luka, and we can talk conspiracies or whatever, but the fact that the Mavericks get the number 1 pick, and even more than the Mavericks, the fact that the Spurs, who had already had a plethora of top picks and have built their entire team now that we see playing in the playoffs and up 14 points right now on the Spurs in Game 5, is through the draft and through generosity through the draft. And so I think that the system in place is kind of shitty, and it's hard because, and there's all deeper issues to it. Like, I won't talk too much because I could go ad nauseum, for 5 hours about it. But the fact of the matter is that there are too many games in the NBA season. They're not going to lower it. They do not need 82 regular season games. They could really survive with 60. I think a fair number to ask for is maybe 70, but they're not going to cut off just revenue for no reason when those games exist. So when you're dealing with an 82 game system, something that is just too long, you're going to have teams that realize with the system in place, shit, it's not in our benefit to lose. It's been talked about in an NBA discourse for so long. It's the worst place to be is in the middle, to be one of those teams that just makes the playoffs or just misses out instead of being a team that sucks all the way or wins all the way. And so I hate the system in place. I thought the new rules they talked about with Shams and, Adam Silver announced were, other than the fact where you can't pick like top 5 in 3 consecutive drafts, I hate it, and they're trying to, they're trying to come up with a system, but it's like trying to put a circle peg in a square box. Any system or any changes you make to the draft is not going to work when it's set up to not work no matter what. Teams are still going to tank. I don't know what you think about it.
Yeah. I mean, I would agree with you there. It's just kind of the way things have been too. And what kind of goes against not being able to pick in the top 5, in a certain handful of years is the way that you mentioned the Hornets and the Wizards. Like they've been towards the bottom, and obviously we see the Hornets made the play-in, whatever.
Yeah.
But being that bad consistently, like there's not a lot of prospects that you can pick first overall and are going to completely flip around your franchise.
Yeah.
Like that at least. Like they can develop, certainly so. You look at Cooper Flag, obviously, I think if AJ does go number 1, that being said, I would put an asterisk on the Wizards due to their trades that they made, Trae Young, Anthony Davis.
Yeah.
But the rest of it has been really good drafting, honestly. A lot of promising young players. Sar. Bub Carrington, Will Riley, I think, is great. But AJ, he just said, literally, it looked at my phone as you were ranting, and he said the only thing he said, which I guess you can kind of take it as he's not excited that he didn't talk more, or he's just a man of few words, to why the Wizards should pick him number 1 was, I fill seats. That's all he said.
Wait, what did he say?
I fill seats.
Oh, okay.
He's a player that brings that type of attraction, and he's not wrong.
No.
But again, it's just, does he say that as a whoever's picking number one, or
Yeah.
is it actually to Wizards fans? I mean, I see a world where it's the number 2 overall pick and Ace Bailey to the Wizards for the number 1 overall pick, and like maybe some later round.
I've seen that floated
Not
as
crazy
well.
to think that it's literally 2 and Ace Bailey for 1.
Yeah.
Because that way, you get Ace Bailey in DC, and then you could pick Darryn Peterson, which
Yeah.
you're not going to go Boozer, and those are the top 3 in that order. The Wizards don't need to go
Yeah.
Boozer. So that's what you're going to have. You're going to have a 5 of what? Peterson, Bailey, Trae Young, Anthony Davis, and probably Will Riley. Maybe Anthony Davis plays the 5 and you push him down. I mean, that's a play-in / maybe if you get a turn back the clock Trae Young play-off team.
Yeah.
And then Utah, I mean, it's so funny. These two teams, they look scary on paper for next season.
I was going to say that as well.
Say that trade does go through. AJ, Jaren Jackson Jr., Keontae George, Lauri Markkanen if he stays there. Like, there are good players on both of these teams that can make them be somewhat relevant. The Eastern Conference is easier than the West in the NBA, no doubt. But still, like, they could at least win more games and not be in contention for a top 3 or whatever pick.
Well, and I think both teams, have had so many years now of tanking where it's like the fan base realizes they're tanking. Everyone realizes they're tanking. I mean, they tanked so well that, they practically changed the freaking system because of they pulled off the greatest tanking job of all time. The Jazz specifically with some of the gimmicks they did. And then, the Wizards, I think they were 1-24 in their final 25 games. Like, congrats. Like, you have to give them an award. If a system gets changed, they might as well name it the Wizard and Jazz lottery system. Like, but the fact of the matter is that it worked. They're picking 1 and 2. Now you have options. I don't think that the Wizards specifically are going to be the aggressors in this situation. Like, I think they will field phone calls. I've seen that trade floated around with Bailey in the number 2 to pick up. And the fact of the matter, I think these are two teams that it's hard because Dybantsa is, I think he's the safest pick. I think, he's been the projected number 1 for a while now. He's got a lot less questions than Peterson. Peterson has had some of the off the court issues, the recent creatine story, whatever the hell that was, and some questions about is his heart in it. I don't think you have those same questions with Dybantsa. And I think that's why, in combination with his obvious talent and projection of, being a future all-star, all-NBA guy, that's why he's projected to go first. With that being said, I think both of these teams are teams that could really use a guard or specifically Peterson as a 2 more than Dybantsa as whatever you would play him at. When you try and slot him into the Wizards, obviously you have day-to-day Davis. How long is he going to be available? Let's assume he's going to be healthy. In fantasy land, let's say he's going to be healthy. When you're rolling out that ESPN graphic, 10 days before the season where they're posting potential Wizards starting 5, they're looking scary and they put the little eye emoji. Like you're going to have Davis at the 4. I would imagine who goes. So if they did draft Dybantsa, they stay at 1, they'll have some combo, I guess more positionless of Dybantsa and Sarr at the 3 and 4. Like it's really, or do you take Peterson and you stick Sarr at the 4, you have Davis at the 5, and you get more help out to your backcourt. And I think it's definitely an interesting question, and I think that it's also dependent on how the Jazz see it, because with Danny Ainge being the person in charge up there, he's shown in the past to be a type of player that looks at potential and star potential over the safer bet. And, I'll go on record as saying that I think that Dybantsa is the safer pick, and I don't fault the Wizard or anyone who trades up to 1 for drafting him. But I'll go on record as saying that I think Peterson is going to have the better NBA career. I just, when I watch his tape, and, we can be so reliant on college tape and what he did at Kansas and, how he fit in and some of the things that happened that year. When you just go back and watch straight film, straight ball, you watch him at Kansas, you watch his high school tape, he just stands out. His movement, the way that he can score effortly, kind of in a Harper-like way, but I think he could be even more, and Harper's a better defensive player than I think Peterson is. But Peterson just stands out in a way that I haven't seen a guard prospect do in so long. So if it's tough. Like if I'm offered Bailey as well, going back to your point about the trade, I don't mind taking that trade. I think if I'm the Wizards, I would accept that trade because you automatically get the hand shown from the Jazz, and it's not really like they're hiding it very well. Their hand is on the table. They want to bring and keep Dybantsa in Utah. So if they're offering you that trade where you get Bailey as well, I don't mind taking Peterson and getting Bailey in the process, to your point.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's kind of where you stand. DC has the upper hand here where
100%.
They're not losing whether they pick one or two, and you might even be able to hold a little bit more ransom than the second overall and Ace Bailey somehow. Maybe if Utah really, really wants AJ. I don't know. I think that can go either way, but I think that there's kind of like a secure top three. Maybe even top five. I think my favorite pick outside of the top two is probably Keaton Wagner to the Clippers at 5 from what I've seen.
Yeah.
Shout out Vandy and the Fighting Illini. He's an incredible player, so he'll be fun to watch. Boozer at 3 is probably kind of locked in. I mean, I'll say this, there's literally no world that Boozer goes higher than the 3rd overall pick.
No,
there's
not.
Zero planet. And if one of those two teams does that, they have completely thrown away their franchise for 5 years.
Yeah.
Like there's a gap between the top 2 prospects and the 3rd overall prospect. It's just a fact. And I look at Darryn Peterson and you talk about how his mind not be in it. You know who else they said that about? Anthony Edwards, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, he is top 5 player in the league, top 3 maybe even.
Where did Ant go in the draft?
Georgia. He went to college, Georgia. His pick
was he? I can't remember if he was 3rd or
first. He was first. Yeah.
He was first. Okay.
Yeah, you made me double think by saying anything other than 1.
Yeah. Okay, you're
first overall in 2020. So I mean, that's exactly what they said about him. He still went 1. So
yeah.
That being said, there was no AJ, which I would probably think if you're in. It's funny to say this about a team that has the 1st and 2nd overall pick. If you're in a win now mode or maybe a win sooner mode, AJ's the right pick. But with guard depth, I mean, I just keep thinking of a Trae Young and Darryn Peterson backcourt, and like that sounds like so much fun to watch.
That sounds sexy.
And you have Bub Carrington off the bench, like
that'll fill seats. Screw the Dybantsa. That's going to fill some seats.
Especially if Trae can play like he has, maybe even turn back the clock a little bit. Like he wants to be in DC. Like Trae Young in a place that he wants to be in, I think he's going to have a really good season. But either way, I mean, we can go in circles for the rest of this episode, but I don't think there's a wrong pick at 1 and 2.
No,
I think the only way anything happens is if would the Wizards hold the 1st overall pick to the Jazz for complete ransom, and somehow completely steal 1st overall or 2nd overall, later 1st rounder, and like Ace Bailey or something. That's like cream of the crop. That's the best what you're going to get for it, in my opinion.
Yeah. And I think it's like you said, it's a unique situation where you're not having, a complete dog shit team. You have a team essentially at the end of the process, at the end of their tanking, picking 1st and 2nd. Like these aren't even though they had by record 2 of the worst records in the entire NBA last year. I mean, you had the Jazz like literally specifically sitting out players at the end of games to lose games. Like they were playing below what they should have been based on their roster and their talent. They also had some injury stuff, but it's also a unique position because I talked about how the Wizards may be more helped out by a guard. You can talk Peterson versus Dybantsa, but just talking about your 1 through 5, I think potentially a 2 or a guard could help out both teams more because when you go to the Jazz version of this, you have Markkanen, you have Walker Kessler is coming back from injury as well. You have some really good size in your front court, and Keontae George is coming off of a breakout season and a really good season for himself being a young guard. And it's like, does it make sense to hold on to what you have in terms of your tall guys, your front court, and then add in Peterson? Like, are they overthinking things by wanting to get Dybantsa so bad where they could just stand pat at 2, let the Wizards take Dybantsa, and then, have a guy that more completes your roster. And like you said, I think these are two teams that, especially once you plug and play these guys, where it's like, again, this is a unique draft as well. I think once these two guys are drafted and wearing their team's uniforms, I think they are instantly, at minimum, top 100 players in the NBA. And there's so many players in the NBA, you could really go higher than that. Who knows what the type of rookie seasons they could have? They could be top 75, top 50. And when you're adding a top 75, top 50 potential player to a pretty good core already, these are two teams that I think will be expected, both by the win total that's released and just by the fan expectations, to kind of do a Hornets-like thing, which is compete for a play-in spot. And I'm really excited to see, what it looks like once you throw in these great guys to a team that's where it's like, the dog collar is taken off of them. They're not asked to, these coaches aren't asked to sit players and tank anymore. But just in general, like, I don't know how you are, and I'm interested to hear your thoughts in general, but I'm kind of more of a person that's leaning, especially when you have these cores. Again, if you are a team in a team like the Brooklyn Nets, who got screwed out of the top four because they suck. They're realistically, even though they didn't have the worst record, in my opinion, they're still the worst team in the NBA. You approach the draft differently, I think, if you have such a dog shit team, because you're trying to get pieces, which they don't have. So they would be probably all over Dybantsa. You want something strong and a core you can build off of. When you've established a good core over the years and years of tanking, like the Jazz and Wizards have, in my opinion, when you're looking for the final piece, I would go off of potential. If I'm the Wizards, I don't even mind drafting Peterson at the 1, just because I think, while his floor is inarguably lower than what Dybantsa's is, his ceiling is, a top 3 guard, perennial second, first team all NBA type guy. And you could obviously swing and miss, but I think that when you're looking for that last piece specifically, I am okay with more taking the potential guy than the sure thing.
Yeah, I would agree with that in terms of, in certain situations like the Brooklyn Nets that are years away, and maybe even in like a 1 and 2. But again, it would be so hard to see a team that's not the Washington Wizards or the Utah Jazz pick 1 and 2, whatever order that may be.
You don't trade those, like, you do not trade those picks either way. Like, I don't care if you're getting, like, because I've heard people say, should the Thunder use all the assets they have, trade, throw Jalen Williams in a trade package and try and move up to one of these spots to get a generational guy? And I'll expand it, if I'm in the top 4, I think whatever I can get in potential value, this is a different draft. You stand pat, especially 1 and 2, like you said. You take what you have.
Yeah, no doubt. And I think you mentioned it briefly, a team like the Spurs that have done the draft properly through the last few years, and now they're sitting, they're up, or they're tied 2-2 in a series, but at home they're up 12 at halftime, right?
Yeah.
And one of the guys has 21 points, 11 rebounds, and 2 assists in 17 minutes, and Victor Wembanyama, who probably shouldn't be playing tonight if his name was.
I want to get into that too as well.
Anything but Victor Wembanyama. I am obviously, I would think anybody that listens to this did in fact see the elbow. I also saw the Spurs head coach say, good on him for protecting himself, but his interview was crazy
afterwards.
It's like, I get what he was trying to say, but he said it wrong. He was like, good for him for protecting himself. I hope Nas is okay. Like, you can't do that. That's a fling or two you got ejected. And the coach can't be like, he basically was like, yeah, well, the refs were bad, so I'm glad he got an elbow and like a flagrant two. Like, I don't know. That is, like I said,
we should play a game.
If that was like Stephon Castle or De'Aaron Fox that did that, they're not playing tonight.
Well, the game I was going to play is if Wembanyama was replaced with Draymond Green, is he playing in Game 5 right now?
No. 100% no.
He's not.
Without a doubt.
He is not.
No, he might not play in the rest of the series, depending on how many times he did that during the season.
They may kick him out of the league, dude. He may have to go play for the Nets, like, after that shit, dude.
No, I mean, I get it. Like, whatever. Wembanyama's literally an alien. Like, you have to have him in the NBA playoffs. But it's a flagrant two. And the fact that we're sitting here saying I mean, Draymond Green is a good example, but like even guys that are less known for stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like if like a Rudy Gobert did that, I think he's suspended tonight. What's the other series? I mean, if a Chet Holmgren did that, I think he's probably not playing tonight. Like good young players or just good players in general, if they're doing that, they're going to get suspended. But here you are with Victor Wembanyama again, 21, 11 and 2 in the first half in 17 minutes.
Yeah.
You know, mathematically not going to happen, but ends with 42, 22 and 4. And you're telling me that guy could have sat for this game?
Yeah.
I mean, him alone, what you take away is 21 points, and it's 47-48 or 47-38. Excuse me.
And that's not even.
Wolves are up by 9 at halftime.
That's not even considering all the stuff that he does on defense, just on a nightly basis, stats wise or not.
Yeah. So he should have sat 100%. That's what I think.
Well, it's like we have a decent example of this when Draymond had to sit out in 2016, and the Warriors still blew a 3-1 lead, but that really helped cost them the game. So my conspiracy hat is on just a little bit, and especially when you're dealing with such an all-time future great and superstar in Wembanyama. Had the Spurs gone on to win Game 4 and go up 3-1, I think there's a strong chance they suspend him. But because he was ejected so early in the game, and that essentially caused them, in what was a tight game, his absence, I don't think it's unfair to say, lost the Spurs that game. I think his absence lost that. So my mind is like, the NBA views him, it's like a guy who gets, suspended in the first half of a football game for targeting, and he misses the second half, versus he's suspended late in the game and he misses the first half of the next game. Like, I think him being out of that game for the majority of it, and that essentially causing the loss, I think maybe the NBA, they would never admit to this, thinks in their mind that was enough of a penalty in and of itself. And so now going into Game 5, I think they see it as potentially a 2-game penalty if they were to suspend him in Game 5, because that could change the course of the series. And ultimately, what is the NBA's goal in a year where the Thunder are the best team and looking like they clear, and I think they're almost minus 200 now.
Oh, hey.
We didn't expect you on.
Late appearance?
A surprise Todd appearance.
Oh, my camera's sideways. I don't know.
We're talking.
To your point, like the 2-game suspension thing kind of makes sense, where it's like because he got out so early. And I think another thing too with to caveat it is my terrible Philadelphia 76ers got swept. Thank God Daryl Morey is out. I got that notification.
I know, that just happened.
Thank God. Bye, Todd, I guess.
Oh, bye.
He'll be back. And then obviously the Thunder just sweeping the Lakers too. I think you can't be like, I mean, I guess it would be an underdog or a not a favorite type of thing. So like it makes sense in terms of keeping him in the game because you already had 2 sweeps. So like something has to give the NBA ratings. And 1, it's why is he playing? And 2, it's like, oh, well, now he's angry because of that. And he's got, whatever I said, 21 points in 11 minutes or 17 minutes. So
And as marketable as Ant is, and he's a hell of a marketable guy, it is 100% in the NBA's benefit. They want Spurs Thunder to happen. They need that series to happen. And so if they kept Wemby out of this game, there's a large chance that does not happen. And look, love the Timberwolves, respect to them. I think they match up well. They've been to 2 conference finals in the past 2 years. They've lost them both. I think that realistically, the Thunder would win in 5 or 6 games. The Thunder versus the Spurs, whole different series. What do you think, Todd? You're blurry as hell. I want to get your thoughts. We're talking Spurs.
So you're already marking the series between the Timberwolves and Spurs as toast? It's over?
I think so, yeah.
Timberwolves don't have a chance?
I think it's just the unfortunate
time of the game right now, and it's already season's over for them.
I think so, dude. And I don't want it to be, but I think the Thunder are just that good. Maybe I'm just
Thunder are praying that the Timberwolves win this series.
Yeah.
They're absolutely praying that the Timberwolves somehow beat the Spurs because I think the Thunder could win the series against the Spurs and it would be all as well. there's plenty of worlds where the Spurs win that series. They were better than them in the regular season.
Yeah.
And God knows the status of Jalen Williams, who obviously, actually, I don't know how many games he played versus Spurs this season. I feel like he was made of glass, unfortunately.
Maybe one.
I feel like 80% of NBA viewers are kind of hoping the Spurs will get in there and Wemby just kicks the Thunder's ass because no one really likes how the Thunder play. And I think the other 18% are hoping maybe the Timberwolves come back and beat the Spurs and then beat the Thunder. And then there's 2% of the rest that are like slimily hoping for the OKC to move on and I guess
finals bets.
Basically the people that live with you, Tommy, in Tulsa.
Yeah,
basically. I mean, Tulsalers. That's what they call them.
Yeah, the Tulsalers, the Tulsans.
Yeah, all those Tulsans.
Is that the correct verbatim? Or?
I think there's a bar in downtown called the Tulsan, so I think it's Tulsans.
I guess it would be a Texan.
Yeah, Texan, Tulsan. Yeah.
But it's like, dude, like you said, I mean, I think that the realistic part of me is already thinking ahead. Like, I'm not going to, if the Spurs were to lose to the Timberwolves, that'd be a pretty cool series. But I'm already thinking ahead, like, realistically, would it be awesome if the Timberwolves then upset the Thunder? Yeah, it would be. I think most people would agree. Do I think that actually happens? No. And then it's like, oh, wow, the Thunder win and, now they win another championship. Like and it's in the NBA's benefit. Like everyone wants to see Spurs Thunder. The Spurs have an actual chance of knocking them off. So why would the NBA be like, Wemby, sorry, dude, you're not going to play the biggest game of the series so far.
So you think there's collusion going on?
I think so. My conspiracy hat is right and propped up on my head.
You got the conspiracy. You think that the NBA was like, nah, we have to let Wemby play?
I think so. I mean, I think the internal discussions went a little bit like this. Like, did Wemby kill someone on the court? Did he punch someone in the nuts blatantly? Did he bite someone's ear off? No. Should he be suspended if he was any other player, if he was a role player? Probably. Are we going to do it? We're going to let it slide this time.
On an unrelated note, do you think the U.S. landed on the moon?
Yeah.
Okay, interesting. I didn't see where that was going.
Well, one cannot be true without the other.
A man who thinks all the time.
It has nothing to think about except thoughts.
I mean,
I forgot about that quote. That's a great quote.
The NBA, we all know, is the slimiest league out there. They were the first to ever partner with gambling companies. They had a full-on federal investigation that they leaked to the public before they could do the internal investigation way back with Tim Donaghy. Like, I would not put anything past them.
They're definitely slime balls, and Adam Silver is the slimiest of them all.
I mean, him, Elon Musk, they crawled out of an egg. They were not born.
He does look like a reptile. Adam Silver does look like a reptile.
Do you think that Adam Silver is the top 10% of autistic wage earners, like how the 90th percentile was the Zamboni drivers in the NHL?
He's top 1%.
How many autistic people are making more than Adam Silver?
Yeah. Well, no, I'm just saying. If he's, I'm more so claiming. Do we think?
I don't even know if he's autistic. He's very calculated and.
Yeah, I would say he's more AI than autistic.
He might be.
Okay,
AI.
so that's a totally different spectrum.
Autistic intelligence.
Yeah,
AI?
like
maybe.
He could have been the first person to escape from Bill Gates' lab. Like he could have just gotten out and now he's running the NBA.
I'm thinking of a circle chart and it's autistic AI and then there's where it crosses over and in the middle it just says Adam Silver. That's what I'm thinking right now.
If I saw Adam Silver he was
I'd punch him
cocooning out of his skin and his skin was falling off just have a new layer of skin like a snake does. I would be like, what the fuck, man? I'd be like, oh, that's just Adam.
Yeah.
That's
just Adam Silver.
He
just does that.
He would be the least surprising person on the planet to come out of an egg or a cocoon.
But do you think it's like a crab? Do you think like he like molts and has to go find a new shell, or is it like a snake? Like he's shedding his skin?
I think he's a new like human every year. I think they just
Yeah.
like it's something like a Buzz Lightyear you buy from the store.
I
Yeah.
got you.
It's just like oh here's Adam Silver's batteries ran out.
Like a system update. I think he does. Yeah. Well, and it's like he's also. I mean, look, I got to give my boy Adam props. He's at least trying shit, but like, look, it's there's not really a good sport.
Hey, shout out Adam for giving us the number 4 overall pick.
I would say, yeah, we were talking about the draft before you got on. I want to hear about the Bulls 4 pick.
It's so funny that the Blackhawks getting 4 was like you got screwed out of it, but the Bulls getting 4 is like hell yeah. Like
who's the leader in the clubhouse?
Huge. We dropped for the Blackhawks. We jumped for the Bulls.
I think I had misspoken earlier, and I thought that Chicago sports as a whole were down because I thought 4 maybe not have been like the best spot for you guys in terms of the NBA lottery. But maybe I was just overwhelmed with 4 being a bad spot for the Blackhawks. Like, no, you're happy with 4.
4 is great for us in the NBA draft. Everyone keeps on thinking we're going to take Wilson out of UNC.
Mm-hmm. That's what I was forgetting.
I feel like he will get taken at 3 and we'll be left with Boozer. That's what I'm feeling like will happen.
What we were saying was like,
why does Boozer seem like a stinky bull?
I mean, his dad was a Chicago Bull. So like I'm okay with any of the 4. Mm-hmm. I would like Wilson the most. I think he's going to be the best out of the whole class.
Wow,
that's a hot take.
Maybe Peterson from Kansas. Patterson or Peterson. He's really good.
But like you think he could end up having the best career out of any of the top 4?
Yeah, that's what
he's a project guy. But I mean his ceiling, like that's not the craziest thing to say.
He's coming off an injury, which is scary. But Boozer, I feel like could be like an 18-10 guy at like his rookie year, which is like, which could help, now. So it's like, you got your guys. Do you guys see AJ at the combine I think it was the combine, just bricking every 3? He couldn't even shoot from the 3-point range.
Yeah,
it's like
him and who was the other dude that was like he was like this? He was like the worst shooting performance. He was the bottom of every graphic.
I don't know. I'm not sure.
I'll look it up.
Let me see if I can. Yeah, I was gonna say. Let me see if I can find that.
Was it a big name?
Yeah,
Wagler.
Like it was a big name, and everyone was like, "All right, what the fuck?"
Was it Keaton out of Illinois?
Well, you're talking about him too.
Keaton's going 5 to the Clippers. That's what I was saying.
You think so? I think it'd be a reach.
Yeah, because I mean it might be a little bit, but I think that 1 and 2 are solidified. One way or the other. We were talking about we could see the Jazz trading up to 1 and taking AJ since he wants to be there so bad.
Trade for the number 1.
This is what I'm breaking. Bryce James declares for the draft.
I was like, is that who we're supposed to be looking at?
Yeah, that's who y'all should take it for.
Yeah,
I can't. It's probably who we will take it for. I mean, it's not the first time the Bulls would have taken a player who didn't start at number 4 overall. Patrick Williams won 6. He won 6th Man of the Year in the pack.
What is he? Is he like 4 years for $80 million right now?
He's on an awful contract. I mean, the Bulls give anyone money. If you can touch the net, if you can graze the net
at the trade deadline,
off a vertical jump, the Bulls will give you $14 million a year. But we won't keep Ayo Dosunmu. God forbid we keep. God forbid we keep Ayo.
I was to say, if you guys do just take Wilson, that's just replacing Kobe White. Like it's like imagine you were adding one of those guys. Like, oh shit, this team's kind of scary. Like we got Giddey, we got Kobe White, we got Dosunmu. Now we're getting Caleb Wilson. Oh wait, y'all traded them for fucking nothing.
And no, but Noah Senge, I believe.
Yeah. Is he ascending?
Allegedly 7 foot now. He grew like 5 inches.
Yeah, whatever, dude. Whatever.
I'm just saying.
Who would you broke? Gun to your head, who would you take if you're on the clock at 4 and it's Caleb Wilson and Boozer? Let's just say somehow fucking both of them are there.
I feel like I've made that clear. I'm taking both. But our pick won't be hard because there's 4 good players in the draft.
Yep.
Right. Like 4 that are in one level, and then
you get the scraps.
And we got whoever doesn't get picked out of the two.
Did you see
So
the?
there's not a world where AJ and Darryn Peterson don't go 1 and 2. So you're getting Caleb Wilson or Cam Boozer.
Yeah,
that's
pretty much.
Did you see at the start of the lottery on Sunday, they showed Jay Billis's draft, and it didn't even have on the graphic. It was the top 3. It was Dybantsa, Peterson, and Boozer, and then they had Acuff in the 4. Wilson wasn't even on the graphic.
People like Acuff a lot.
Does Acuff help out the Bulls?
If we take another guard, I'm gonna blow my brains out.
That's the problem.
I'm gonna kill myself. And it will be ugly. I'll kill myself in an ugly way. Like I'd throw a banner that said like "This is the Bulls' fault" and jump off the the Sears Tower or something, and then
send a message
and start gliding away.
This is you next, Reinsdorf.
Thank you, Reinsdorf. Like a Joker level thing.
I did see the performance. You were talking about the shooting thing. Alex Caravan went fucking nuts in that. He was like, they showed the 3 thing. He was like 19 of 25 or something, but he's a projected day 2. He's a guy that I wouldn't mind the Hornets snagging with like a second round pick. I think he's like 6'11", 7 foot.
Really?
Day 2. Interesting.
But we got the Hornets have the 14 pick, and right now there's like both of the Michigan guys could go in that range. Yaxel Lindenberg and the Mara dude as well, their center. And it's like if we could get Yaxel, I feel like he could kind of fit in well with the Hornets. Like we need another big guy. So I feel like, you know, he's a bit older, but like I mean, he looked fucking great for Michigan.
I haven't seen anybody that really cared about his age in terms of like maybe teams do, but like mock drafts and stuff. I feel like everybody that has done a mock draft has said we don't care about his age. He's a good player.
We do not care.
The Sixers at 22 are like in this weird gray area.
Ugh, who's going at 22, bro?
So I've seen there's 3 players, and I can't remember the third now that I think about it. Or yes, I can. That are kind of floating around as potential picks. It's that Washington center that played in Germany. Like Reich or something. And I want to say Heidenreich, but that's the Navy running back.
The third Reich?
Maybe. That might be his name.
That's his nickname if he wears number 3?
The third Reich? That'd be pretty sick. And then it's Jefferson or whatever from...
He's just a Nazi.
He's just straight up. With the 22nd overall pick, the Philadelphia 76ers
I bet he would be
Nazi.
the 4th Reich. Like he's the 4th...
Oh! There's a lot of potential nicknames. I can already see NBA Twitter.
Was his last name even Reich, or was he just...
No, it's... Hold on. Washington Center.
You were just throwing that out there?
NBA draft. It's like incredibly German.
Okay.
University of Washington, not the Washington Wizards, man. University of Washington Center, NBA draft. Hans Steinbach. Damn it.
All right. I mean, there was definitely a German, like, you know, first commander in World War II that was definitely that same last name.
Somewhere.
That dude was absolutely charged for war crimes with the same last name. It's in his lineage.
It's him. It's Jefferson or whatever from Iowa State. They're forward.
Oh, yeah, he was good.
Forward. And then Phylon Jr. from Alabama.
If he drops that far, that'd be nice.
Yeah, so some of those guys have been projected to go like 15 to 18. But if one
why
of
did
those
they do
drops,
the lottery?
like the 3.
In a general sense, why did they do the lottery and then have like 2 months before the draft?
For hype.
Teams to start scouting, man.
It's also hilarious. They like now. Do you guys remember them bringing the fucking players to the lottery? Like they're sitting at tables for
They've
a
been doing
30-minute
that for a couple of years at least.
Really? Maybe I haven't watched the draft lottery that much.
I don't watch the draft like that.
But it's like, why do they have the fucking players there?
See what teams are going to, man.
I guess.
Yeah,
I mean,
they know.
They could do the thing in an NBA storage closet.
It's also they can just like cop a feel on Malika Andrews. That's like the only reason they go.
The only
they
reason.
Just want to, and that's the only reason she's there.
Dybantsa's stonewalled emotion was not because the Wizards got the first overall pick. It's because he missed his turn on getting a
Remember
grasp
the
of
interview
Malika
Cooper
Andrews.
Flagg had with
Oh,
whatever
where
her name
he's
was?
sitting there. He's just sitting there like he looks baked as hell.
What do
But
you Jaylen Brown? I'm winning 7
oh
in
my
the next
God,
7 years.
the
I'm
Jaylen
winning
Brown interview is
7.
all time, and that dude cannot control himself when he gets a camera in his face, especially on Twitch either.
Oh God.
Yeah, no, he's been talking up a mess.
You guys
Well,
think
now it's
he's
like
getting
this.
traded?
He's in like trade rumors, like like Bill Simmons
So
said.
I was gonna say I mentioned it earlier when I mentioned Giannis, like before we got into the NBA draft or whatever.
Oh yeah,
I've seen a thing where it's a 3-team trade of Boston, Milwaukee, and Portland. Portland gets Jaylen Brown. That's like
Okay.
and stop. That's it. Just Jaylen Brown. The Celtics they got like a role player and Giannis. I can't remember.
Like Tumani Kamara type dude.
No,
better or
like
worse?
a guy from Milwaukee, I think.
Oh, AJ Green.
Then Milwaukee got like that was Boston. They got Giannis and like a role player, and then Milwaukee got literally like 5 picks.
Okay,
and then like a couple guys from Boston and a couple guys from Portland. I'm gonna see if I can find.
So does a team with
exact trade?
So does a team that's led by Tatum and Giannis do anything?
I mean, Giannis is obviously
in the
Giannis.
second rounds.
Yeah. Like, I don't know. Like, that team doesn't strike fear into my heart. And especially with, Tatum coming off the Achilles injury, Giannis at this point is what, 32? He can't stay on the court.
And it's like the older Deuce Tatum gets, the less I like him.
Yeah.
Which is like, I don't understand why
facts.
that is. I don't know if that's a me thing.
Yeah.
But like the more I see him, the less like I do want to punt him a little bit.
Over under Deuce Tatum age, he posts his first thirst trap on TikTok.
Careful with your answers.
I don't know. I don't even know if I'm going to comment on that.
That's fair.
I think we should.
We can leave it alone, but yeah, that kid's puntable to your point.
I'm looking at a 3-team. This is the one I was talking about, but it had the Hawks. Jaylen Brown.
Okay.
I want to give that kid a swirly. Like
that kid needs some good bullying.
He does. He won't get bullied though. He kind of looks like Adonis a little bit. Drake's child.
Like, are they friends? I feel like they have to be friends. Adonis and Deuce.
That's got to be a nice life, man, to grow
Deuce
up.
and Adonis.
Adonis or Deuce.
Bro, maybe this trade.
It just sounds like another way to take a shit.
Is
you take a Deuce. I'm going to take an Adonis.
Taking Adonis. Dude, this trade, the Hawks give up more for
he needs
Jaylen Brown than the Bucks
level
do for Giannis.
bullying.
Or the Celtics do.
Wait, what's the trade?
I said the Hawks like give up more for Jaylen Brown. It looks essentially than the Celtics do for Giannis.
Bro,
the Hawks get Jaylen Brown. That's it. The Celtics get Giannis. That's it.
Okay.
The Bucks get Jonathan Kuminga, Corey Kispert, Zachary Ricochet, and a 2026 first rounder from the Hawks. And then Hugo Gonzalez, a 2027 round 1 and a 2032 round 1.
That is the worst trade ever. Bro.
That is horrid.
That's horrid. Disgusting. You're just getting
basically the Hawks for Jaylen Brown gave up Kuminga, Kispert, Ricochet, and a first round pick for Jaylen Brown.
3 popsicle sticks, a used fucking bicycle, and a broom. Like, that's nothing.
Yeah, basically.
That's disgusting.
A used bike can be useful.
Yeah.
True.
Fine. I don't even know who the used bike in this equation is. Maybe Kuminga. Maybe he can go.
A popsicle stick, you need at least like 30 to make something.
Like Kuminga may average. Yeah.
Out of those 4 players, out of Kispert, Ricochet, Kuminga, and Hugo Gonzalez, bro, 100% Kuminga is the used bike.
Yeah, like I mean, if you put Kuminga on a non-Giannis Bucks team, whatever the fuck his Prize Picks line is or sleeper line, sorry, of points for the season total, like he's gonna average 25 on a team that wins 10 games, and just be dog shit.
Basically,
empty calories.
Yeah. Man, his season long would be fun then on Sleeper.
Yeah.
Sleeper only.
Yeah, Sleeper only. We're Sleeper 2026. We don't like any of these other companies, dude.
Yeah, no
until
doubt.
that Kalshi.
Bro, what are you talking about?
Kalshi, man, I never heard of her.
Oh,
What was the other? We had some other topic we were going to talk about. Oh, the sweeps. So yeah. Let's go Sixers. What are the vibes now that the season's over?
Thank God Daryl Morey's gone. Every OKC Thunder bucket that Jared McCain makes, I get a little more upset because I know that we're gonna get a guy that's equal or worse than Jared McCain with that pick that we got for him. So
yeah.
We had no guard depth. Tyrese Maxey was playing 40+ minutes because it was Maxey, Edgecombe, and Grimes end stop. I don't know why Campaign didn't get a single minute.
Nah.
He was playing well to end the season. I mean, he's Campaign, but still, like, dear
Equal
God,
is hopeful.
give him a equal
is hopeful. That's a bit optimistic.
Yeah, at 22.
But, I mean, 41 years old or 41 minutes for Maxey. You're telling me if he had an extra 2 minutes a break?
Yeah.
No, I'm saying to get someone as good or better than.
Oh, yeah. No, you're 100%
Is Embiid even
right.
tradable with his contract right now?
No, Embiid is not tradable. Absolutely not. We're stuck with him.
Not a team that would
the only person that would maybe be tradable is Paul George, and we would have to take majority of his contract. There is nobody is trading for him.
It almost would have been better specifically for Paul George if y'all had just lost Game 7, because he looked excellent in that series against the Celtics, and I think moved up his trade value, or maybe like, oh shit, maybe Paul George still has it. Let's go get him. And then once you saw it extended into the next series, it's like, shit, this dude's got rubber knees and a jumper that's, not working anymore.
Well, the last week of April was April 2026 will forever be remembered because the Flyers beat the Penguins after I thought they were going to have a horrid collapse.
Yep.
And then the Sixers beat the Celtics in a playoff series for the first time in 42, 44 in Game 7 in Boston.
Mm-hmm.
And now you fast forward, I mean, it's farther than a week now, but you fast forward a week and both teams got swept in the same weekend. Like, that is...
Todd's holding a vigil over here. Is it the Sixers? Is this for the process?
This is the process.
Yeah. Goodbye.
Yeah, now we're VJ maxing over here, the generator.
So the process has pretty much spanned the majority of your adult life, and how would you have to rate it now that the process is pretty much over?
When Embiid was healthy, I thought that we had a chance almost every time, and then he would get injured again. So I think I really hadn't fully been like all the way out, and then the appendicitis was like, we're fucked. And then he came back and everything was okay, but the emergency appendicitis was like, what the fuck? Like, nothing is working for this guy.
Do y'all collectively share two of the top 5 to 10 most heartbreaking sports moments between the Kawhi buzzer beater and the double doink?
I mean,
yeah,
like those are probably two of the top 10 most heartbreaking moments in the past 10 years.
Yeah, I mean, I would say that's probably right. In the past 10 years, for sure.
Yeah,
I'm just trying to. Yeah, I can't think of much else worse than that.
Because
I didn't give it my in my background when we were doing a little intro in the beginning, because right now we're just three talking idiots, three talking douchebags. But I didn't mention the fact that I'm a proud Patriots bandwagon. I have no ties to New England.
Just a scumbag.
Just a scumbag. And I own it. Look, I'm a scumbag, but that's my team. So I'm the first ever Hornets, Patriots, and Cubs fan you'll ever meet in your life.
The most wild trio.
Still better than the Packers, Dodgers.
Oh my God. What is Shout out to our boy Liam. Smart guy. His sports team's even more questionable than mine.
And don't question his loyalty. He'll have an answer.
Yeah, he may kill you.
He'll have one.
And isn't he? I feel like he probably has some he doesn't give a fuck about the NBA, but it's like he probably has some Lakers loyalty. He's like, dude, I was there for a couple Warriors games in 2018.
My dad was at Steph Curry's bat mitzvah.
Known Jewish person, Steph Curry.
Steph Curry.
He looks a little bit like Drake.
Shout out Davidson, right down the road. Shout out Drake as well. Wait? Are you're Apple Music, right though? Right?
Me?
Yeah.
No. Are you kidding?
Well, then what is your Spotify thing? I know y'all got the Spotify pop-up thing today.
That thing was like wrong.
It was rigged. What did it say? Did it not say Drake for you? This is the biggest Drake fan in the world, by the way.
What my number one artist or my number one song? Or
artist.
my first song ever played. Oh yeah, my number one artist was obviously Drake.
Okay. Wait, so what was the wrong thing?
The music is just like it's wrong. Like it or just like centers around. I swear it's like I guess I listened to just music in like high school and middle school more because it's all just like old like rap. It's all of it like all of my top 50 was. I had 2 TK songs in my top 10 and 3 in my top 15.
The Race and Lemonade?
The Race wasn't even in there. It was
wow.
Gotta Blast.
Oh, that's a good one.
Lemonade and Murder She Wrote.
Let's get TK on the pod whenever he gets out of jail.
Yeah,
he'll be our first guest.
I would chop it up with TK. Wait, he's in jail for like 50 years. He could like, didn't he like kill a grandma?
He was killing people, and he was admitting to it in the music.
Interesting. What was your first ever listened to song? Mine was an absolute banger.
Mine was like the "What Do You Mean" song by Justin Bieber.
Yeah.
It wasn't that song, but it was something on that album. I don't know. I don't even know what it is. It's called Febreze. I've never heard
that song in my life.
By Justin Bieber.
It's not even Bieber. It was just like Diplo and Skrillex.
Oh, your first ever song was a Dip. Well, I'm not gonna. My first ever song was a Philip Phillips song.
Home?
Hell yeah! Is it Home?
No, not even. Whatever Raging Fire is. I've never heard of this
I know
one.
that song.
It just lies. I never listened to that one.
I don't know what I was. Yeah, like September 22nd, 2014. I was not listening to that song.
Mine also says like I got Spotify in October of 2025 or 2015, and then my first time I listened to a song was in December. So it's like you're saying I waited 2 months to start using it.
You just had the app in the bullpen for a full fucking.
I was
3
just
months.
like I didn't know how to. I didn't know how to
Rehab
use
starts for Spotify.
Yeah, you had it down in AAA.
Yeah,
just throwing innings. Like Garrett Cole just beating
hitters,
AAA.
beating minor league.
Yeah, Spotify was just beating minor league music apps for a couple months.
What about you, Tommy?
I actually didn't look.
Oh shit!
I saw it.
This dude is not online.
Huh?
What'd you say, Todd?
Me?
Yeah.
You haven't been on Spotify today?
No, I just haven't looked.
You fucking loser.
It popped up.
It didn't pop up for me. Oh, it's going crazy right now.
Oh.
Uh-oh. Let's
Oh my
live
God,
reaction.
what is going
Live
on?
reaction. Show the camera.
Yeah.
I went live.
Live reaction. Party of the year. There's no way. So Spotify was around in 2006. I don't buy that either.
The iPhone didn't even come out yet.
Yeah,
My
who
first
the
day on
fuck
Spotify was
listening?
October 3rd, 2016.
Okay. Late.
I've listened to 8,926 songs.
I was like almost the same number, I think.
I hear Meek Mill.
Yeah.
Was that your first
dreams
song?
and nightmares. Which song was your first ever listen? Oh, you get to choose? I've never seen this song
it's a quiz.
in my life.
I'm guessing Danger by Migos.
Low key, I think it is.
That's from like the Fast and Furious movie.
No, the Danger one's from that
Dang.
Bright movie with the cop where Will Smith's the cop.
Oh,
it was
shit.
Danger.
Oh, bang.
Attaboy, Diggs.
I never even saw that movie. I used to like that song.
Yeah, dude, it's a fire song.
We could get the Migos. Well, I guess two
It
of them.
reminds me of like when MMG would like pack a good
Dude.
player.
We could do
Morgan
a full
Wallen was
15
my
minutes.
most listened to artist.
Chunky Ragu.
Dude, I was in one of those.
Well,
I was in a couple of those messing with scammers videos.
Tell the viewers your early connections with MMG.
Well, I was just I used to play a lot of Madden Mobile, and I used to watch his channel a lot. He used to follow me on Instagram. He unfollowed me.
No.
What a snake.
But dude, me and my friends used to be in the messing with scammers videos because we used to run Mad Mobile Instagrams and like scam kids for coins.
Dude, you look like a Madden Mobile scammer, bro.
We were, bro.
Well, and
Wild.
if you ever want to ask about an up and coming streamer, just ask Todd. Todd's been in there with Los as well.
I have.
Yeah.
I've been with Los for. That's like Los is so popular now. Like it almost makes me angry. Like I should be happy
Yeah,
for the guy, but I miss when he was just like
yeah.
my guy. Like I
Low
miss
key,
when he was
like
my
a
guy.
10-year run of like a long ass streamer run, like of relevance for Los.
Dude, I was watching him in like 6th grade,
Yeah,
and I'm a year post grad of college right now. So what? That's
yeah.
1 + 4 + 4 + 3, 5,
It's too
9,
much.
That's
12,
definitely not right.
12 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Well, he's the one.
How's that not right? 1 +
It's like
4
11 or
+
12.
It's
what
good
I
enough
said.
for me.
6th grade plus 6 to graduate, and then plus 4 is 10,
And then
and
a
then
year.
plus 1 would be 11.
That's too much work. If you're within
probably
2
the
years,
easiest
that's
math
good by
problem.
my account.
If any of the viewers came to the stream to watch math, then you guys came to the
You
right spot.
pick a different
Yeah.
stream, gang.
You needed. I won't even say what I was gonna say.
Algebra.
Yeah. Anyways, shit. What was I gonna say? It was I started thinking about Shohei Ohtani, and my mind started turning. And oh yeah, but he's the one person from Two Hype that's still relevant. Like you could tell me any given Two Hype
Jester's kind
member,
of mainstream. Jester does like stuff on like ESPN and stuff.
Yeah.
like really, or is it like ESPN the Ocho?
I don't know if that's a real channel.
Like
No, he's done some pretty legit stuff.
you could tell me Mopey has he caught a charge and he's in jail right now. I would not be shocked. Like
But dude, he got like kicked out as well. He got kicked out like the same time.
that was
like
the OG
MTV
drama.
Presents. No, the OG Los was kicked out before Mo.
Yeah.
And that's why we don't fuck with Jidel on this.
Jidel's kind of a baby back bitch though.
No one ever liked Jidel anyway. Like,
I mean, he was literally only there because of Jesser.
Yeah, he's like Jester's like inbred brother or something.
Inbred brother. And then and I liked LSK, but like I mean LSK.
Dude, I liked Zach DTG. He was funny for a while.
He
But
was
then
good.
I guess it was him and LSK that slimed out Low.
Yeah.
So it was like I hated them.
Well, and I remember watching TD on his own, and then he joined Two Hype, and then he was kind of dog shit.
Yeah. Those were good days though. That was a good
days. I know, but a majority of people that are still watching at this point have to have watched Two Hype in their prime. Like it's
The
low key part
majority.
of growing up.
Surely.
Yeah, of course.
I love the fucking hide and seek videos. Those are my shit.
Dude, Sam, I remember the one where it was like in the big mansion, like in the mountains.
Oh yeah. They rented the place.
And like the end, it like kind of ends on like a cliffhanger. It's like, or I forgot, like they never found like Zach or Mopey or something.
They were like
Dude,
the
that
original.
has to be so fun to like just like that's what you do. Oh my god.
Do you remember like they would do the like end of year compilations, and it was that one song where it was like and on we'll go.
Yeah, I know that song. I made a YouTube account where I edited a Bonzi Colson college mixtape.
Whoa.
Do we have any Bonzi Colson knowers? Does anyone know in this podcast who he is?
Yeah, drop a comment on the YouTube if you know Bonzi Coleman.
Colson.
I would not be dropping a comment. I have no. I forgot his name 3 seconds after you said it.
I made an edit to him. His highlights to that song.
Is that how we're gonna lead off the next episode? We just start off with just playing that straight through.
We could. It's probably so buns.
It's probably cheeks, but
I mean, dude, it's probably recorded off an iPod Touch.
Yeah,
and recorded and edited off an iPod Touch with a Nano.
Did you put it into like the FX where it's like the missiles coming down?
Dude, it's probably so bad. I don't even know if I could find it.
Well, I mean, there's probably not much that happened after that video in terms of his career.
Well, if we can find it, maybe
he won the MVP in the EuroLeague like 2 years ago, I think.
Oh yeah, sorry, forgot that.
Maybe that's the cliffhanger that we leave this episode on. Maybe we'll have that clip. Maybe we won't. You'll have to tune in next time.
Real ones will know.
Spoiler, we'll find it.
Spoiler, we're finding that video. 100%.
We'll find it. And Bonzi Colson he was a Notre Dame basketball player, and he was like 6'8" and like fat, and he was like big.
He was like the Audie Crooks.
He wasn't that big, but he was like a small big man. Like he was he played huge in the post, only like hooks and like paint shots. He was like 6'7", 6'8".
Don't do it.
Like he could have been a tight end, but not a lineman.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think he could have been either. I don't think he was that fast.
I don't think.
Wait, it sounds like he was a bum.
Don't talk about him like that.
He's probably a Zamboni driver now, dude. He's probably at the Cubs right now.
No doubt.
And one time I went to a scrimmage. I went to a Notre Dame football game, and they were just like, we went to the basketball court. They were just scrimmaging. Like a bunch of Notre Dame alumni. Like Pat Connaughton was there, and he did like a dunk contest at the end. Like they were just running a pickup game.
Like Pat Connaughton dunk contest is crazy.
Wild.
Dude, he had like the highest vert in NBA Combine history.
I actually didn't know that.
3-point specialist Pat Connaughton, by the way.
He's bouncy as hell. Pat Connaughton's been bouncy.
Oh, right.
Google is vert right now.
Google is bounce.
Google is bounce. See how much he bounces on it.
Bro, that dude be bouncing.
Let's see.
I need a vert check.
Pat, is he still in the league or did he just retire?
Yeah,
I think he's still on the Bucks.
I don't think he's on the Bucks.
He was on the Hornets at one point.
Pat Connaughton.
Oh, he's
still on the Hornets, gang.
Oh shit!
Don't know your own team.
I mean, he should be playing for the Greensboro Swarm. But yeah, he had the highest. He had a 44-inch max vert at the 2015 Combine, which is still the highest in history.
Damn! Told you. Oh my god, that's just ball knowledge. When you guys gonna start to understand? I know everything.
That's crazy. And he got he got a perfect 50 in the dunk contest in 2020. I guess he was in the COVID dunk contest.
Did he win?
No, he lost. Wait, who won that year in the?
Was that Mac McClung?
No, it was before Mac.
He was doing the dunk contest in the cream city jerseys.
Oh yeah.
Call that a dunkaroo.
He was a straight creamer.
Any guesses on who wins the 2020 dunk contest?
I have no idea.
Let me think. I think it's the one where John Collins was also in it, and he like miserably jumped over like a something.
It was a controversial one. This is the one where Derrick Jones Jr. won, but everyone said that Aaron Gordon should have won.
Gotcha.
Damn, Aaron Gordon
got the second time.
Yeah, he got robbed. Yeah. He got robbed again, so everyone hated it. Yeah. All right. Congrats to Derrick Jones Jr., dude.
Again, congrats, Derrick Jones Jr.
Derrick Jr.'s a bum.
Reoccurring guest on the show, Derrick Jones Jr.
Well, we may be able to. It probably wouldn't be too hard to book Mac McClung, bro.
Yeah,
Philly stand up might be easier. I don't even know if he's still in the league.
He played for Philly.
I think
Orlando.
I could shoot him a DM right now. He'd respond before the clock strikes 12. Like, there's no what is he doing right now? He's probably playing 2K.
No doubt.
He's eating Doritos, lounging around.
Mac McClung.
Both of them. They may be playing together.
Do you think we can set up a dunk contest?
I think that legitimately.
Jones Jr.
We reach 10,000 listeners, and we'll get Mac McClung on the pod.
10,000.
All right,
that's gonna happen.
Mac to 10.
That's what I'm trying to put out in the world. You got to make shit happen. You got to speak it into existence. I'm not speaking anything crazy. I just want Mac McClung. That's what I'm speaking.
We just want McClung.
I think that's a great way to end
too.
things.
Okay, Mac McClung at 10K special. Todd, thanks for the surprise appearance.
Yeah. He likes it. This time, no Bulls intro though.
Yeah, no. I mean, that was top notch.
That was special. That'll only happen every now and then.
The one time thing.
There's a one.
Episode 4.